Hey, Devlin here. I was just about to take a walk down memory lane. Why don't you join me? If you hang out with me for any prolonged time, you will always know that I carry a small speaker with me so I can plug my MP3 player in. I like sharing my music, and I play a very big variety of music. In fact, some say it's almost too big because a lot of people are like, oh, why are you listening to this? Or, why is that didn't mix well with the other? It's because I have a love for so many different styles of music. I find there are a lot of people that claim they're music lovers, and then when you actually talk to them, you find out that they only like country, or they only like pop rock, or they only like, jazz or something. They may like some other stuff in genres, but not as much. Me, I kind of like a little bit of everything. I always say I was so happy in the era I was brought up in. I'm a Gen Xer, and I was brought up in the 70s and 80s. Our local top 40 station was named CKOC, and I listened to that all the time when I was a kid, like right up until my probably early 20s. Then I started branching out and finding other music and stuff like that. But Top 40 Radio was my love. It was an AM radio station, a local station, and I just loved it. Now, it repeated a lot, but they had a weekly Top 40 that I would listen to on Wednesday nights. I remember it was on from 6 to 9, and I would just be so excited seeing where my songs would be. But you got to understand, Top 40 at that time wasn't just pop music. There was country on it. There was rock on it. I could listen to that station and hear Michael Jackson. I could also hear AC/DC. I could hear Kenny Rogers or ABBA. And to me, when I was growing up, I didn't know there was no difference in that. Honestly, you played me Madonna and then you played me Alabama. I would just say that was just what's on the top 40, and I fell in love with it. Yeah, I would probably kind of know, well, that sounds kind of country, but to me, it was all the same. It wasn't until later in my life when I realized how many stations were actually, oh, this is a country station, this is an indie new wave station, this is an alternative station, this is rock. And I have no problem with that, and I always found I could hardly listen to them. Whether you put on like a rock station or a country station, I would be looking for that variety. And I wouldn't get it because it would just all sound similar to me. Yes, I know there's lots of genres of country, lots of genres of alternative, lots of genres of rock, but to me, it would just still feel like the same. It would be like, well, where's my dance song? Where's that weird little jazz thing or that remake of a 50s and 60s song? It's just the way I was brought up. So when I make playlists, I kind of try to mix it all up. For those of you who have been to my watch parties or my video dance parties, whether online or in real life before the pandemic and everything, I like to change it up a bit. I'll play like an 80s song and then a 70s, then maybe go to the 2000s. Here's something new. Then go all the way back to the 50s and 60s. If you listen to my mixes, you sometimes actually will hear big band and some really old jazz. I like to change it up a bit. And I love novelty songs. I'll throw one in every once in a while just to see if you're paying attention. Was that the streak? And I've always liked that. And I love that I grew up at a time when Top 40 was there. It was just all just music to me. Now, I actually follow new music too. I actually don't like when people say, oh, they haven't made good music since the 90s. And I say, well, you should go search it out because it's there. Yeah, it might not be the stuff you hear when you listen to a top 40 station now. And they do play a little bit of difference, like you will catch a little bit of country sometimes on it or something that sounds more alternative rock. But for the most part, a lot of top 40 now does sound similar. But the truth of the matter is, if you really look, there's some amazing artists out there that you can find. When we do Mondo Nostalgia on Thursdays, I actually do a segment called Nearly New Thursdays where I try to introduce people to songs that I think might be nostalgic later on. A lot of these songs don't get played on the top 40 because I go out and search them. Every month I actually look and go to the UK charts, I look at different kind of charts, the world charts, and try to find stuff. And it's amazing the great music that's out there. So I'll take that music and I'll put it with my oldie stuff. So when people are listening to it, they're like, oh, what's this? And I'll say, well, this is a new one. And you'll be surprised how many older bands or artists are still making music, but they just don't get played on the radio anymore. Yeah, CKOC was, repetitive. They would constantly play the top 40 songs over and over again. And the bigger ones you would hear every couple of hours. But when we were kids, we actually liked that. It's when we got older that we just got, oh, they played that too much and I got sick of it. I never get sick of a song. If I get sick of a song, I just stay away from it for a little while. But in a year or two, I want to hear that song again. And then when you hear a song that you haven't heard in ages, it feels great. Music is so important to me because music to me is like a little time machine. You can remember feelings and situations, and that's an amazing thing. You get that with movies and TV as well, but music, I think, takes it further, because there's almost some songs that you play from your past that you can hear, and you can pick up smells, you can pick up emotions that you felt when you first heard this stuff. It's powerful stuff. So I'm glad I got that mix of top 40. And yes, I don't like things that are that repetitive anymore, so it's hard for me to listen to a top 40 station too. That's why I like to make my own playlists and share them with people. Some people aren't going to like all of it, but I usually surprise them when that one or two song comes in and said, oh, I didn't expect you were going to play this. It's hard to judge me based on listening to a handful of my songs because I have a library so immense. No matter how you listen to music, whether you're going back and trying to get all your old vinyl, or whether you have it on MP3 or still listen to it on cassettes and CDs, power to you. I think it's important. I think I read once that 20 minutes of music daily is so healthy for you. And I listen to a heck of a lot more than 20 minutes a day. And I hope you do too. And I hope this inspires you to go out and put your favorite album on. Or even better, find an album that you used to listen to and you haven't anymore. Maybe something from your youth. And just see how well it takes you back to another time and place. That's Mondo Nostalgia. Have yourself a great day. Tell me some of your favorite music. What is a song? Share a song with me in the comments. Maybe something I don't know. There are a lot of songs I have still not heard. But every time I do hear them, I listen to them, and you never know. They'll probably wind up in my catalog. Let me know what songs give you that feeling. What styles, what artists. I want to hear it all. And don't forget to subscribe and like so you don't miss any of these memory lanes or even trivia. We've just added specialty trivia, so if you're not a movie buff, you can now try TV, and you can also try music. And we got others coming soon, like video games and wrestling. I enjoyed this trip down memory lane, and I hope you did too. Now go listen to some music.